signing day. The biggest day in every athlete's life comes the moment you put the pen to the paper. See, every year millions of athletes compete for this honor, but only a couple thousand achieve it. And out of those lucky few, only 1 in 54 ever make it to the D1 level.
It hit me. It definitely hit me. It's official though. It's official.
So today we are at Oak Ridge High School in Orlando, Florida, and we are on a mission to find a step-by-step guide on how to go D1. Now this may look like a regular high school, but inside lives one of the most feared players in the nation who's about to enter college basketball's biggest stage.
What it do, brother?
How you doing, so?
Oak Ridge High School, who we here with today?
Jameer Jones from Sarasota, Florida.
Jameer's about to sign to go to Providence College tomorrow, and he's gonna teach us a little bit of how to go D1 today. And I'm telling you all, this will be the most informative video to watch if you're a high school athlete, so stay tuned. I'm the facts today, brother. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
See, this is Jameer Jones, and here's why he's the perfect player to teach you how to become a college athlete. Right now, Jameer is ranked as the 39th player in the class of 2025, but he's not at some crazy prep school. Oak Ridge High School is a regular public school in Orange County, Florida. So normal, in fact, that when I was in high school, my first ever varsity football game as a freshman was actually here at Oak Ridge. Now, I had to pick, no big deal. But Jameer, he wasn't always here. See, his journey actually started out in Sarasota at a local high school in his hometown, but then he transferred to IMG Academy. Now, as we will learn later, he left and decided to come back to public school. So Jameer has seen both sides of the high school basketball world, and he's about to break down how to be successful in both. But in order to get there, we've got to start with step 1. The early days.
All right, so step 1, when did you start playing basketball?
I'll probably say like 6th grade.
So you're in 6th grade, you know, before that, were you playing other sports as a little kid? Like, I think a big question a lot of people have right now is, should they start specializing when they're like a little jittery in 3rd grade? Should they only play basketball for life? Like, what was your childhood like when you're in elementary school?
My childhood was like, I was a football player at first. Like, I was just growing up around football because my dad played football. So just trying to follow after his footsteps. But yeah, I was playing football probably until like 5th grade summer. And then out of nowhere, that's when Coach Reese comes and try to bring me to the program, each one teach one.
Yeah.
And after that, that's when I just picked basketball over football.
Each one teach one, for people who don't know, AAU style program, right?
No, that's when I started playing each one teach one. I didn't really know too much about them, so like I ain't thinking it was like each one teach one how everybody was thinking about them. So it was just a new thing for me because that was just me going in as a 6th grader, not knowing how to play basketball. I was just a straight football player, so I'm just going in, trying to run everybody over, throwing the ball, kicking the ball. Like I don't know what I'm doing out there. So, but it was definitely a good choice, as you can see.
So elementary school, I'd say for step 1 for everybody watching, just find what you like athletically, right?
Definitely always trust your decision. Your decision matters the most. So.
I think for me, when I was a kid, I think I played every sport possible, and I didn't know like what I wanted to actually do. I mean, I went to college to play football. A lot of people don't realize that because I make basketball videos. But I mean, I was playing football, I was playing basketball, I was playing soccer, baseball, just trying to figure out what I like. And that's what little kids should do. So if you're a parent watching, let your little kid just play sports. That's what the best thing to do. Look, great athlete, playing a bunch of sports.
Sure.
What's this right here?
This is the weight room. You know, this is how you get bigger, bro. This is what
check
we
it out.
do, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Now, as we headed into their weight room, I wanted to learn more about what your journey should look like to go D1. Now, every player is different, and Jameer is obviously a freak athlete. But every year, thousands of kids who may be just as athletic go unnoticed and never make it to that next level. So what did Jameer do different that made him stand out and you could take from? And how did his name begin to explode when he stepped onto a middle school court? Well, we're about to get all those answers here in step 2, the development.
You make it through elementary school, right? You're playing a bunch of sports. Coach Reese, you want to talk about Coach Reese is for everybody?
I don't know what I'd do without Coach Reese. You know, he brought me to basketball for sure. Just taught me the ins and outs. Just a good guy in general. Not too many people know him.
So he's your coach right now here at Oak Ridge.
He's been my coach since 6th grade. That's the only coach I've been. I mean, I've been around other coaches, but that's definitely the coach that I've been with since I started basketball.
So now you're 6th grade. So were you playing football at that point, or were you just playing basketball?
I was just playing basketball.
Just basketball.
I was just playing basketball, but I was doing probably little camps for football, but I wasn't playing on no teams or nothing. I was just strictly basketball.
So when you were in middle school, did you do any of like the MSHTV type camps, Pangos, stuff like that? Did you do any of those?
MSTV that one was lit. That's probably when I probably said that summer of MSTV is probably when my name started to get out.
Yeah.
MSTV always. Somebody always come out of there blowing.
They know how to do the media, right?
Yeah,
they know how to do media. How do you get to those type of camps for kids watching at home that might want to kind of take that path?
I was on a circuit, so you know everybody always watching the circuit, and I say just be yourself, just play. And I wasn't as good as I am at 6th grade, so I was just like going out there hungry, like just going at anybody. So and people gonna notice that. So once they notice that, I was playing hard, got recognized, and then ever since then, just been hearing my name, and then I got invited to camp.
When did you get like your first viral moment? People don't know this. The clip's gonna be on the screen. He was throwing down some mean dunks when you're like in 7th grade. So when did people start to take notice that you had some freak athleticism that was a little bit different than everybody else?
Like that 7th grade year. I just played at like the big house every weekend. That joint was so crazy. Like it was like, as a 7th grader, like you don't know how to react to so many people like just coming at you, like asking for pictures and all that stuff. So I still like the big house, 7th grade. I remember I caught a body and like the whole gym just went crazy.
In middle
like,
school?
Yeah, like I caught a body, whole gym went crazy.
Yeah.
Game stopped. That's when I knew like, okay, they get the picture now.
And Slam posted. How does that kind of feel as just a young kid?
Like, as a kid, like now, like as a kid, they all want that. Like they all want to post on Slam. Like they all watch us on Slam. So as soon as I did that, I'm not even thinking like, oh, Slam finna post me now. So it was a shocker for me. As soon as I got posted, like you said, I opened up my phone. I see like as a 7th grader, I'm excited. Like I ain't never felt something like this before. So yeah, it was crazy.
For a lot of kids that are watching, having somebody there that can film your highlights is a huge, valuable piece. How'd you guys kind of get connected to find like a videographer to help track your career?
I started coming over to Orlando, then I met Jordan. And ever since I met him, he not just been like a videographer, like he's been a big bro to me. So just having somebody that can record you and then still be there for you, something you should want to ask for.
You could go back to your 8th grade self, tell him one thing that you'd say is your biggest piece of advice to an 8th grade you. What would that line be?
Always be humble, for sure. Because as an 8th grader, like people might not see it, but I see it now, not who I am now. I was never humble. I was always the type of like talk trash or like like I was saying, like throwing balls. I was throwing balls at people, kicking balls at people. I was getting texts. Like definitely just be humble, just know where you come from. Like that was not somewhere where I grew up around. So definitely just being humble, just being yourself.
To sum up all the info Jameer just dropped to us, what I took away for step 2 is focus on being coachable and properly developing. Obviously, a player like Jameer may naturally be at a spot further than where you are right now, but that's okay. Having the proper coaching around you and taking time to develop your game will always pay off in the long run. But now that we're past middle school and talking about the high school game, I still wanted to know, how do you find a high school that's right for you? What's the difference in lifestyles between a place like IMG and Oak Ridge? And why are 94% of you guys still not subscribed? We're going to spend an entire week with the #1 player in the country soon, so lock in while you can. But for now, let's head into the gym and figure out step 3, the decision.
I remember one time in high school, I came to a game here. It was Winter Park High School versus Oak Ridge, Antonio Blankney. This gym was packed out. Maybe the craziest like high school atmosphere basketball game. Still to this day, I've been to a lot now. Do your research, Antonio Blankney was a different type of beast. All right, so we're in the gym right now, but you didn't start your high school basketball career here, right?
I was at Riverview, going there as a freshman at Riverview High School in Sarasota, back home. So it's like a charter school. Like it's not nothing like this public school now, but it was definitely a good experience. So one day I came in there as a freshman. The rest of the seniors that was already there last year, they not thinking like I'm about to just come in there and play. So I never forget this. Like the first day we had scrimmage to see who was good, who was able to be on the team. And I probably went like 8 straight by myself as a freshman against all the seniors. So every other freshman mind, like when they come into high school, they so nervous. So I say once I got hit like a couple shots, that's when I got comfortable and just started doing me.
After that freshman season, you transferred sophomore year. What was kind of the thought process of, all right, time for a little bit of a change of scenery here?
I think my thought process was just to go somewhere where I can get better, because I want to stay home at least another year before I looked at all my opportunities, and IMG was really the best because there's really no comp down that way. Just as me, like as myself, like, I just want to get better as a freshman. So then I made the decision to go to IMG. I got better, I ain't gonna lie, I got better. It was definitely hard. They already had their players from last year, so it's gonna be hard to play for sure. But I definitely took a lot in, and it was definitely a good choice for me.
What was prep life like? IMG is a lot different than here, and I'm sure it's a lot different than when you're at Riverview. What do you think the difference between those first 2 schools was? Living on campus, you're like a pro at that point. You're a little bit different than just a regular high school student. What was that kind of, life change like for you?
I say coming from a public school and then going to IMG is definitely a quick change. You gotta mature quick for sure. It's like you already in college. So I got on IMG, the living part about it was cool, but I was around a lot of people like guiding me through the whole IMG thing. So it made it easier for me, but it was definitely a hard experience because you're going from living with your parents and then the next year you only a sophomore, you going to live on campus. So
you're 14, 15 years old and you're an adult now.
Exactly.
Fun part about the video here, a little sidebar, is IMG's about to walk in through this door, so it's kind of just like a full circle moment at this point.
Okay.
So since they're about to come in, why'd you leave them and why are you here at Oak Ridge now, back at a regular public school?
And I was with people at Oak Ridge for a minute, so it wasn't no bad reason why I left IMG. It was just I just wanted to be somewhere where I feel like home, and that was here. So. I mean, shoot, it ain't really too big of a difference. We do everything IMG do for sure. But I think the only difference is like this is a public school now, so I'm going back to how I was living freshman year instead of how I was living sophomore year at IMG. I think that's the only difference. But everything else still maintain the same. It's just
really funny that IMG is literally right behind you as you're talking about this.
So when you're thinking about which high school you should go to, whether it's a prep school, a public school, nationally known, or just in your neighborhood, the importance is growth. Go to a place where you will play and develop to get better, because skill and feel comes with minutes. But we still have our most important question yet. Once you complete all of these steps and finally get the minutes you deserve, how do you catch the eyes of college coaches? Well, Jameer, he has been able to do this better than anyone, but I found out the reason isn't because he's more athletic. His secret, it actually surprised me. So let's leave the gym and finally figure out step 4, the recruiting.
Senior at Oak Ridge, one of the top ranked players in the country, signing day's coming up. How did recruiting start? When did you get like your first college offer?
8th grade, I believe. 8th grade going into freshman year.
Did that kind of come and stem from the like virality of some of these clips that was going on? Like how did that first offer kind of come to be for you?
Probably, like I said, Coach Reese, definitely being around a guy that got so many connections because what he's done with his coaching career.
So you'd say like a big part in recruiting is finding someone in your life, whether it's a coach, an AAU coach, a mentor, that can kind of get you in front of the places that you need to be?
Definitely, because it's definitely the people who they know. They've been here before we was already here. So
yeah,
definitely people who they know.
You talk to all these coaches, they call you, they tell you, oh, I love you so much, blah, 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 blah. But what do they tell you about your game that kind of separates you from the rest? Like what do you think that those coaches are really looking for?
My motor. Every coach loves my motor for sure. They described it as just me being a dog out there.
What does being a hustle player kind of mean?
At first, I didn't really I used to take plays off, but it's definitely it plays a big factor in everybody's game. Like it will separate you a lot from like scout standpoints to coach's standpoints, and it'll make the game so easier for you.
If you're a kid watching at home, you might not be the biggest, you might not be the fastest, but one thing that you can control, get on the floor, getting the ball, being that guy in your team that you can look for when you need to play.
So it's a big difference. Even if you're like if you're not playing right now on your team, maybe because you can't score the ball or you can't do stuff what the best players are doing, your motor will separate you from what the best players are doing because that's what the coach is paying attention to. Like if you're playing hard, a coach is going to want that because that's what brings in winning. But hustle is it's bigger than scoring the ball. Definitely, hustle is a bigger part than scoring the ball.
Now that you committed, you made your decision, they love you for your athleticism, they love you for the hustle, the motor. What are you most excited for signing day tomorrow? So it's going to feel like a little bit of relief off your shoulders?
No, for sure. I mean, it felt like a little relief once I committed because, there's so much pressure once you're trying to pick the school you're trying to go to. But I feel like once you sign tomorrow, you don't got to worry about nothing. Like, you know where home is actually. Like, you don't got to worry about flipping. You don't got to worry about none of that.
Now, this video was titled How to Go D1, specifically in basketball, but for any athlete. So do you have one final statement that a high school kid right now watching could take, or your best way to go be a Division I athlete next year?
I'll definitely say, like I said earlier, motor. Motor is definitely a big part in what will make you definitely a D1 basketball player, because that's what all the coaches are looking for. And definitely staying in the gym, for sure. Staying in the gym, getting better at your rest every day. Everybody always has something to get better at.
I hope y'all took notes there, because like Jameer said, it doesn't matter if you are the biggest, the fastest, or the most talented. College coaches want dogs, players who build winning culture. So if that's you, then maybe you'll be lucky enough one day to get to do what Jameer is about to accomplish. Finally, put the pen to the paper.
All right, so we're back here, day 2 with Jameer. As you can see, we're in the gym. It looks a little different today because this is what signing day is. This is the final step if you guys want to go D1. You pick your school, you set up your table, you have to actually sign a national letter of intent, meaning that you're for sure playing at that school the following season. So for Jameer, Providence sends him a letter, he goes, he signs his name. Now, this is a huge day. This is one of the biggest days when you finally put the pen to paper. He's got his family here with him. The school's about to show out. Man, this is the final step in going D1. Let's see what we got today. How you feeling today? What's the thoughts going through your mind?
Man, it's crazy. Just the days you pray for sure. You work hard to get here, and then it ain't hit me yet, but once I sign, put the pen to the paper, it's gonna hit me for sure. 4,
I told you I let it come.
So congratulations to Jameer, his family, everyone else in the gym signing that day and across the country. You guys are truly a role model for what hard work looks like, and I'm just blessed to be able to document the product.
Any last words here? How'd it feel putting pen to paper?
Definitely felt great, you know, like that's like now it's official, like now it's an official new journey, like, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm just excited to get to the next journey for sure.
But for everyone else watching at home, I hope you take advice from this video and share with a friend that needs to see this message. You too can do this and change your life. It just takes dedication like no other. So if you want to see your name here on the screen in the next one, make sure you comment Friars below. And remember, we are heading out to Utah in just a few weeks to feature one of the best players in the nation. So you're not going to want to miss it. But until then, hit the gym. Peace.